Off on another journey. Today I'm going to Winchester, ancient capital of the UK. Well, I'm off on another journey. Today I'm going to Winchester, the ancient capital of England. See you there. Last time I was in Winchester, this is where I spoke. This is the Ark, and it's got a science centre attached. And here's Licoricia of Winchester and her son Asher. It's rather nice, isn't it? It's obviously a very old town, as you know. Look at this place. I don't know how exactly old it is, but it's definitely looking Tudor or Elizabethan. Beautiful, isn't it? And isn't it a tragedy that this bit's next door with that modern shop frontage? Oh, I could cry sometimes. Look at that. I have to say, it does seem to have more than its fair share of ecclesiastical buildings. There's another one here. And that's what, 3, 4 I've passed in the last 5 minutes. Amazing. Then the old jail is there next door. And that's now the jailhouse pub. But it's a pretty little town. Shame there's so much traffic. Now, what you can see right at the top of the street, if I zoom in a minute, is part of the old city wall, part of the old original Roman wall around the town. But we're not going to go that way this time. We're going to go down this way, because I rather fancy a look at that old clock. Plus a look at the Butter Cross, which dates back to the 14th century. Let's go and have a look down here. Now this is the Butter Cross. There you go, you can read it for yourself. Very old and rather splendid. And the building next to it is pretty impressive too. Look at this. Wonderful, isn't it? Let's go up through here. So if I remember correctly, this way leads down towards the cathedral. Oh yes, this is all very familiar now. There we go, City Museum. Oh, it's very quiet here. A, because the vans are electric, and B, because there's no traffic. It's rather lovely, isn't it? So, it seems to be a tradition here of writing on the square, which is fascinating. Look at all this stuff. It's great, isn't it? And of course, the cathedral is down to there, but we'll go and have a look at that in a minute. Well, I'm in the museum. I'm at the top of the museum in the Anglo-Saxon section, which is all very interesting. I'll put up some choice bits. Now I know about this. This is a hypocaust. The Romans would have a sort of floating suspended floor on these piles of slabs. They would run fires that blew hot air underneath, so they basically created underfloor heating. They were so far ahead of us in so many ways, considering they were around 2,000 years ago. Extraordinary. Amazing that this has survived. Now this item's a moot horn. Beautiful thing, isn't it? The tooling and the decoration on the top. It's wonderful, isn't it? Wonderful. Here's Hamo Thorneycroft's maquette for the statue of King Alfred, which is very fine. Very fine indeed. So here we go, Winchester Cathedral. There's rather a nice walk up to it actually, underneath all these rather lovely trees. And of course the original church grounds, the original graves are here, even though it's a public park. Which I think does feel slightly weird, you know, sunbathing on top of dead people, but I don't think they're going to object. Now I'm going to switch to the zoom camera now because I'll get a wider angle lens. So 1, 2, 3, boom, we're all wide angle. So now we'll get a much better view of the cathedral as we come up to it. I think I read somewhere that it's the longest cathedral in Britain in terms of the actual main part of the hall. I wouldn't have got all that in the iPhone camera. Look at that. I may not be religious, but you know, people who are can't half build a good building. Look at this. Amazing. And you get a sense of how big it is when you walk down the side here. I'm told that this is the richest place in Britain, highest house prices, richest people. I mean, you've got a Jeeves and Hawkes just behind me who are bespoke tailors based in Savile Row, so they've obviously got the clientele. Anyway, going to go off into the town and have a look at a few more things. Well, that has to be said, when it comes to town halls, I think Winchester is fairly high up the list. It's pretty impressive, isn't it? Look at that. What a building! Well, here's King Alfred. This is the full-size one. The Hamo Thorneycroft statue, based on that maquette you saw in the museum. He's quite impressive, isn't he? He's a big lad. There you go. King Alfred the Great. Founder of the kingdom and the nation, according to the plaque anyway. I think there's been some argument about that, but nevertheless, quite a chap. Time for some Elizabeth Frink. Not my favourite sculpture, I'll be the first to admit, but yeah, nice. Oh, that's quite an interesting piece. Yeah. Now we're up here, now we're going up here to the Great Hall. Well, this is the Great Hall, and that, on the wall behind me, is the Round Table. Of course, it's not the Round Table, that one was painted for Henry VIII, but nevertheless, it's quite impressive. As indeed are these gates behind me. These were made for the wedding of Charles and Di, and they really are extraordinary. Look at these. Well, I can't leave this area without going through the castle passageways, can I? This was the ruins from the old castle. Gonna have to walk through these, no two ways about it. It looks a little bit dark, so that way looks... And we end up at the Jubilee sculpture, which is rather a grand thing. So there you go, a little whistle-stop tour of Winchester, or some of Winchester anyway. Hope you enjoyed it. See you next time. Bye.